You could have joined Saturday afternoon. You could have joined, do a lot of other things instead of joining here. And I know a lot of you are coming from a different background, totally different background, and they just want to see what is web development, which this guy is telling about. What are the things which we need to do for, because a lot of people have asked me, means okay, we are totally beginners. Yeah, it is from exactly beginners. This thing is for exactly beginners, and you're going to learn a lot here. Means where you're going to learn web completely from HTML, CSS, JavaScript, everything. But the thing is that one thing I will clear now only. 3 hours, even 3 hours is not enough. Actually, this content for HTML, CSS, JavaScript, it is at least 10 to 11 hours. It takes at least 10 to 11 hours, and it is not like something that I don't teach it. I don't teach it, and someone was asking whether I take money for it. No, I teach it for free also. So yeah, I take money for this because I have batches also for that I will not deny, but I teach it for completely free also, and that are one of the highest viewing thing on my YouTube channel. And those things I teach, like as I've told, at least 11 hours is required for learning everything. So 5 hours for 1 hour for HTML is required, and we are going to complete HTML today. Complete HTML means completely HTML from starting till end. We are going to complete the HTML. You don't have to look outside it. After that, CSS and JavaScript, we're going to touch the surface only. We're not going to completely learn it. Means, but the thing is that every weekdays from Monday to Friday on my channel at 8:30 p.m. IST. Those who don't know, 8:30 p.m. IST, I have this workshop. Like after this, and you're at the right place. Okay, you're at the right place. So hello all, we'll start in another 30 minutes. Means I want to tell you all one more thing, means how to become a web app developer. Those things are also there, and I was telling about my channel like that. From next week, 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. IST, it will be CSS beginners to advanced. After that, it will be JavaScript beginners to advanced. After that, the next week, the next week is React JS beginner to advanced. Those are the three things. Those are the things which are required the most for you all. So because I'm here to make you all a web app developer, not a website developer. What are this web app developer? What is a website developer? Those all things I'm going to tell. Okay. So, but we'll start with HTML also, but after half an hour, at least after half an hour. And one more thing, that attendance also I'm going to share on the live chat only. Nowhere else I'm going to share the attendance, because I know a lot of people will come after this workshop also, that we have not got a certificate and all. So the certificate will only be given those who fill the both of the attendance form. One will be given now at 3:30, around 3:30 p.m. IST, and one will be given towards the end around 5:30 p.m. IST. So you have to fill both of this form to get the certificate. So that is like that. So that is there. And what else? So let's just start it a bit. And let me share my screen. Okay. I'm sharing my screen, and let me start by telling about myself. And my name is Navindu Vishwas. I am helping people to become web app developer. I've helped a lot of people to become a web app developer since the past 6 months, and I'm in the industry for the past 16 years. I have worked in almost all big companies in the world. Means from I have worked in JP Morgan, I have worked in IBM, I have worked in Oracle, to name a few. I have worked in government organizations like CDAC, and my past job was in Innomats as an associate architect. I have worked there for 2.5 years. Associate architect, I was leading a team of 10 front end developers. And after that, I have become full-time YouTuber and full-time uh, teacher and founders at TWD. TWD is my own company, the web dev, and here I help people to become a web app developer. So I have started it in September, and I have stayed most of my life in Mumbai, Bangalore, and all the places. But right now I'm at my hometown of Bhopal, and I have started my company from here only, and I'm working from here. Okay, so that is about me, and that is what I do. And the thing is that whether you learn from my paid course or whether you learn from a YouTube course, paid course, the mentoring is more. The content is almost similar, which I teach at both places. Although the difference is that in my free course, you'll go through YouTube, and on my paid course, it will be Zoom class. So the communication is sometimes more, but everything else is same. The content is same. If you want me to tell you the playlist, what you to have to do for the next 6 months to get a high paying React.js job, I will tell that, because if you are from a non-IT background, it will take you at least 6 months to get it. Today only means I was commenting on something on this is my LinkedIn profile, of course, and I'm going to tell some secrets also to become a web app developer. And LinkedIn is one of the main way to become a web app developer. And what is web app developer, and all those things I'm going to tell. And we are going to start after that. Only we are going to start with HTML, and I'm going to give you some form to fill. Attendance form, it's a Google form. It is like this. The attendance form will be there for second April. Email you have to fill, name you have to fill, your current role you have to fill, and your LinkedIn profile you have to fill. LinkedIn profile, if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, put I don't have a LinkedIn profile. But LinkedIn profile is very important, because what happens, I generally whoever gets the certificate, I shout their name I in the LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is, those who don't know, I am a bit, I have a big LinkedIn profile. So bit big means it's showing here 18,500. Actually, it is around 19,717. Soon it will be 20,000. So that's a lot of connections. Okay, so that's something we will come on that later on. So, but try to give all of these things. This attendance sheet I will give at 3:30. So that will be there. And what else, and this is my company webpage, TWD. So you can come and see. Also, right now I am having two full-time employee, one part-time employee, small startup, just we have started. So that is like this. Okay, so now what is required for you to become a web developer? Okay, so web developer or a web app developer, and what is difference between a web app developer and what is the difference between a website developer? So let us understand that. Okay, so web development means everything nowadays. Everything is a website. I don't think most of you who are from this generation, they have seen something like desktop app a lot. But in our days, we used to work a lot in a desktop app. When we were growing into thousands, there was a lot of desktop app. Nowadays, everything is a web app. They are not a website. LinkedIn is not a website. If it would have been a website, there won't be so many employees in LinkedIn. There won't be so many employees in Facebook. No, they're not website. They're complicated web app. They have got the front end also. They have got the back end also. They've got everything out there. Okay, every kind of technology out there, and it is very difficult to manage web apps like this, because it gets a lot of traction in 1 second. Facebook gets Facebook have 3 billion people of this world, of this planet on them. 3 billion people means what? Half of the world population. World population is currently 6 billion. So if 3 billion are on Facebook, means half of the world population is there. So in 1 second, they get millions of connections, and this is very difficult to maintain things like that. Okay, and for that only, when Facebook was facing this problem, because Google also don't get that kind of data. You go to Google and do a search and you come out. Google also don't get that kind of data. When Facebook was facing that kind of issue, okay, oh, okay, so every week there are success stories. Okay, so this is the second time I'm getting a success story. Okay, thanks, Shivam. Okay, and that's great, great. So, so just now Shivam had told on chat that he got a job in Practo. That's great, Shivam, great. So this is the second time someone is telling me on this live chat that they got a internship because of me. So see, this is the thing which happens. These are the things which happen. This is not the first time someone is telling me. This is actually a lot of people have gone from a YouTube only. This was a student who got selected in a company. He was a mechanical engineer and he followed my YouTube. It is not like all my workshop students are only the workshop student gets job. They 100% get job. I am not that much big like your big companies. So I have small batches, like 10-15 student batches are there. And I'm lucky because I know if you have only React written in your resume, you'll get a job. Only React. So this guy was a mechanical engineer. He pinged me that he got a job. For mechanical engineer getting into a web app development, it's like amazing. It's like miracle for them. So they don't even understand. They don't even think that they could make it. But after he attended my workshop, he came to know that yeah, anyone can become. Startup doesn't care. You're a mechanical engineer. You're a BCom. You're a housewife. You have a gap in your career. You have this blah blah blah. Nothing is there. Okay. One thing is that it will be very difficult for you to work in companies like Accenture, TCS and all those things, but that is a blessing in disguise, because those companies doesn't pays that much. Those companies pays maybe 30,000, but they have a bond of 2 years. You are stuck in a 2 year bond, and there are 90% chances that you're not going to work in React also, work in the latest technology also. So this is the things which happens. Startups, you have to work a lot, that is for sure, but you will learn a lot also, and your career will go like this, skyrocket. It will be a skyrocket, because in 1 year time, a React.js developer with 1 year's experience get a 10 lakh package, that is for sure. So this is something someone pinged me previous time. Then this is another student, he also pinged me previous time that he got a internship in VMware. So this was previous workshop they pinged me, and now Shivam is pinging. So that feels great. Okay, so those who know understand. Okay, let me just now Shivam pinged. Okay, so let me show also. So see, got plays in Practo. So that is great. So people are getting jobs. That is what and how why they are getting jobs actually. Okay, let me also make it. Okay, so why people are getting jobs? Okay, because a lot of people, they believe in what I say. What I say the first thing is that to become a web developer, what is a web development, and I'm going to tell you this also. The where is my okay, three secrets. I'm going to tell you all three secrets also. So some of them follow these three secrets which I'm telling them, and then they get a job. This is how that mechanical engineer got a job. This is how Shivam got a job. This is how and another person also, he got an internship in VMware, Practo. They are not small companies. They are very big companies. They are very large companies. Very good startups, and they are branded startups. They are unicorns. VMware is the number one company which I think you don't know. It is not a startup, but it's a product based company, very big product based company. Practo is a unicorn. Okay, so getting there is not that much easy, but there is so much demand for React.js developer that the moment you have that thing, you get a job. Why? And what is web development? We'll start with that. Web development means HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Nothing more than that. Everything is HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Whatever you're seeing it here, it is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Nothing more than that. But what happens, there are two kind of things nowadays in the world. One is a website, one is a web app. So website is like the website which you have for your kirana store and all those things. They also want to have website, so that is there. So they're not even made in HTML, CSS. They are made in something known as WordPress. A bit of HTML, CSS is required, because I teach a lot of developer who are HTML, CSS, WordPress developer, and they want to jump into the world of web app development. In my batches, I teach them to become a web app developer. Okay, so they only know HTML, CSS, and WordPress. Nothing more than that they know. Because from JavaScript, the real programming starts. JavaScript is a programming language. It's a script. It's a proper programming language. So you have to put some effort. If you are coming from some non-IT background, you definitely have to put some effort in JavaScript. But it is one of the easiest languages to learn. One of the easiest. It is not like Java and all those things. Java and C++ are very difficult to learn. So it is very easy to learn JavaScript. Okay, so HTML, CSS, and WordPress. If you want to be a WordPress developer, which I don't teach, and you can learn it from some other place, because the problem with WordPress developer is that they don't get much salary. Yeah, even I know a lot of people, because a lot of WordPress developers come to me. Even out of 5 years, they get 35,000 rupees. Oh, okay, you'll think, oh, 35,000 rupees is a lot of money in India. No, it is not. After 5 years of experience, you'll get married. Maybe you'll have a kid. Then 35,000 is much, no? And that you'll get in a metro, not in a tier 2 city. That you'll get in a metro. 35,000 rupees in Mumbai, 35,000 rupees in Bangalore, 35,000 rupees in Delhi is zero. 10,000 rupees is rent only there. How will you feed your kid? How will you feed your wife? 35,000 rupees is nothing. So if you want to be a WordPress developer, this is not a correct platform. I teach you to get not 35,000 rupees in like 5 years. It is like 10 lakh rupees package, 10 lakh 10 LPA package in 1 year. Okay, so one of my student was right now also talking to me, but the thing is that you will also have to start with 15,000 salary. It is not like that. Any new industry, if you enter, you have to enter with that much salary only. It is not like the day one you will enter, you will get a lot of salary. Although if you are doing internship during your college in very good startups, then you start with a 10 lakh package only. See, some of the people are telling they are doing internship. They will start with a 10 lakh, 12 lakh, 15 lakh package when they get out of the engineering. You will start with that package. So If you want to become a web developer, you are at the correct place. A lot of people are telling about something known as React.js series they have done, and they have got the internship. How? Because see, this JavaScript is again not enough. JavaScript is a language, but it is still not enough. What is enough is React, and you don't have to learn anything else. A lot of people I know, they ask me and they are confused and all. They do a lot of things, like they do Python also, they do this also, that also, and all those things they do. And soon I'm thinking to make my channel exclusive on these technologies only, because you don't have to go somewhere outside. Sometimes I have React Native and all those things, but I always say they are above your this all of this knowledge: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. These are the only knowledge which you require. HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Don't look for Python. Python doesn't have job. PHP doesn't have job. Data science doesn't have job. Data science is a hybrid thing. Data science doesn't have job. Okay, if outside this something has job, it is React Native has job, and React Native is totally related to React. It is for use for mobile app development. That has job. So React Native have job that has. So outside this, only other thing which have job is React Native. That is completely based on React.js. You don't have to go outside also here. You learn React.js, you'll get a job. Okay, Angular, yeah, you might like it. Okay, Rajat. Oh, you might like Angular. Once you get the hang of Angular, it is much more better. Means, but people, Angular is very difficult to teach, and the problem is that with Angular is that Angular is not used in startup. So suppose there are 10 jobs are there today. Okay, Rajat is talking about, okay sir, I got rejected by Amazon, but you got Shivam, you got into such a good company, Practo, so that is good. Amazon and Microsoft, you'll get one day you'll learn about data structure and algorithm, and then you will get into Amazon, Microsoft, sir, meaning Python is a waste. Python is a waste. I have people you use in your development. Means Python, if you want to go to data science, it is there, but Django flags are a waste, just a waste, because Node.js is used in startups. Node.js and Java are used. Java is used at a bigger level. Python nobody use. Python, there are no jobs. Literally, there are no jobs. People think that Python is easy. Okay, go and learn Python. No, Python doesn't have a job. What do you do with Python? Unless you want to go to data science, but data science again doesn't have job of that much. Okay, Python backend only I'm telling na. Backend also nobody uses Python na. Python backend frameworks are Django and Flask. Nobody uses Django and Flask. Django and Flask are very very slow. Every startup will not, no startup will touch Django and Flask. Everybody worked on Node.js. I'm talking here about startup jobs. I'm talking here about industry job. I've spent 16 years in the industry. I know what is happening in the industry, which kind of jobs are there. Nobody, and bigger companies, Java is used, because Django and Flask nobody uses. It is only for hobbyists, and I don't know who made this popular and all those things. Who made it popular uh, among students and misguiding them? I don't know, because there are no jobs there in Django. If you go, all these things are made in 70% of these things are made in your React only. Okay, so okay, not 10. Okay, this is made in Angular. Okay, Rajat, it is made in Angular. You can see what it is made. So see, this tell me about the technology. It is made in Angular, so that is good. Yeah, but the thing is that if there Angular is also a framework of JavaScript, and see, nowadays more jobs are in the front end. Back end, there are not many jobs. Okay, back end, there are not many jobs, because already a lot of people are there in the back end. All the applications are front end heavy. What is this is a web app. This is a very nice web app actually, in which I can create mind map. This is not a normal website. I think around 50, 60 front-end engineers would be working in this team, because they are a big company. So all these things are created using this technology known as React, or we see the like Angular and all. Okay. Yeah, but there is okay. So let me tell what is like AI ML by Python and all about that. Okay. Suppose what is AIML and all these things. So, and all these things they are telling that I know nowadays a scalar ad is coming, and they're telling that okay, you're getting this ad because of the machine learning algorithm and all. Okay, machine learning of what? Machine learning of Google. See how much data science jobs are there, only in the top 4 company. Do you think what is data science used for? Data science is not at all good. Data science is not, if you don't means think I'm telling the truth, go and watch. There is one person known as Tanya Pratap. He's from ex Microsoft. Go and watch it. So why there is no jobs in data science? See, what is data science? Can you means data science is built on something known as models. So models are used, and models, we train those models to learn about data science. But which companies uses data science? Those who have very big data, very big user data. Which company have very big user data? Only 5 6 handful, only 10 15 companies have a lot of user data. Like LinkedIn have a lot of user data, then Google have a lot of user data, Facebook have a lot of user data, and all those FANG companies, which is known as FANG company, have a lot of user data. Okay, so then what? The jobs are there only, there only. No one else in this world have data science job. So what is there? A small startup is opening, hardly 10 15 people it will have. So where does that data get? Okay, yeah, Flipkart also have it. Flipkart also have it. You're really right. All the big companies have it. But the thing is that people don't understand in India, that I always say, that why always chase the handful of jobs? Why always chase the handful of jobs? Everybody chasing those handful of jobs. How many jobs Flipkart, Google, Facebook, Amazon, all of them will be having? Not the whole, not, they will not having 1 billion job, that is for sure. Most of the jobs are with startups and all, only startups, maybe with TCS and all. Nobody uses data science. Nobody uses a data science in India. No company is using data science, except maybe Flipkart. So how there are jobs? There are no jobs in data science. Literally, there are no jobs in data. There are jobs. Then there are jobs in FANG also. FANG companies also are there, but I don't teach people to for FANG jobs, because FANG jobs are very difficult to get. It takes at least 1 to 2 years of preparation to get a FANG job, because they ask something known as data structures also. Okay, so that is there. And yeah, full stack developer have got sometime more value than a front end developer. Yeah, that is again a good question. How much time is required to complete front end? So this is front end. I have not even added backend in this thing. Okay, so this is the front end part of the development, and this requires, if you are from an IT background, it will require you 3 months. If you are from non-IT background, it will require you 6 months. 6 months it will require, because you have to master both of these things, HTML and CSS also you have to master, and especially the CSS part you have to master, and you have to master this programming part also. Takes around 6 months. Takes around 6 months, and a lot of projects. And what does it takes? What does it takes? It takes you to follow something. So it is not like that everyone can become. You have to be patience, and a lot of other things are there. So there are these three secrets to become. First thing is that networking, and a lot of people here get jobs. A lot of my students get jobs, even if they finish. A lot of my paid students also get job before they finishes everything, because of this one thing, which is known as networking. Okay, this is known as networking, which is known as networking. They get job because networking. No, 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 no. People cannot get in TCS, Infy, and everything in service-based company like Python data. So, as I'm telling, there is no data science job. So, what you are going to do with learning data science and all? Learn front end. It's better. They cannot get anywhere with data science. In fact, I've talked with many people. Like if they integrate data science in their front end project, so what happens? They don't get the correct model. Also, no, you cannot teach a model with just you have to train a model. This and that is training a model is there. What happens in data science? So you cannot train a model like having a very small data set. You have to have a Google, Flipkart category of data set. Okay, that is enough of data science. Data science scalar is already teaching you. Might they might be able to get you into data science, because they are taking 3 lakh rupees. So they might be able to, means they might have those connections and all. Okay, so that is the data science. Data science, the people who teaches data science, they actually charges a lot, because there are very less jobs. So you have to have those connection. Nobody will teach you data science below 3 lakhs and all those big universities also in this world, like Data Lake, and I don't remember the name. They also teaches data science, but they also take 5 6 lakhs rupees. Why they are taking 5 6 lakh rupees? They're taking for that only. They are going to place you in some big companies and all those things, and they have to teach you a lot of things, help you to crack those limited amount of jobs. There are very limited amount of jobs in data science. See, most of the people here, they cracks the interview with just learning from my YouTube channel and all. Okay, so that is like that. Okay, so we are going to start soon. So I was here in the three secrets. Good afternoon, Prem. So I was here, and so there are three secrets to becoming a web app developer, to learning all these things. All this, there is not much I'm asking you to learn, only all these things. First become a front end developer, then try to become a full stack developer, add a node.js to it, and you are good to go. Okay, so that is there. And what are the three secrets? First is the networking, second is daily action, third is challenges. What is this networking? Networking means you have to be always ready on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook group. So you have to, it is not like that LinkedIn you go and just do the, anyways LinkedIn is a professional network. The main network in India is this LinkedIn network. You have to go here and you have to post your projects and all. So a lot of people are taking this advice seriously and posting this on, and you just tag me and you'll get a good connection. Then Twitter is used in the US a lot. Instagram is there. Instagram, a lot of developers are there, followed them. Facebook groups are there, like Facebook groups for there are a lot of freelance works going around in Facebook groups for React Native, for React, HTML, CSS, and all those things. Okay, so that is all is there. Okay, ClickUp is constructed. Okay, this ClickUp is constructed using Angular. Actually, I didn't knew, but it is Angular. It is see this Angular. It is done. This is the main thing. It is also like React. Okay, it is also like React. Okay, I don't know whether LinkedIn have allowed that thing or not. So they are not telling it. Okay, but React is created by Facebook. React is created by they are uh, created by Facebook. So Facebook is the biggest company, so it is there. So all of these things are there. So as I'm telling, do this thing, all these things: LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook group. And what in LinkedIn you have to do? You have to see, if I go to my this, a lot of people do something like this. Okay, this is one of my student actually, and what he did, he just came here and he simple HTML CSS JavaScript background color, and he tagged me. Tagging I am not going to tell. So he tagged me, given a GitHub link and all those things, and I just tagged him back. And this is what you have to. This thing is known as this has got a special name also. This thing is known as coding in public. You have to code in public. So you when you code in public, what happens? You grow a lot of connections. You grow and you have to grow your connection. This guy have 13,000 followers, so you will grow your connection. People will start to knowing. Startup will directly approach you for job. It is not like that. We also don't have to get. So startup will directly approach you. Although we handhold our students in the paid thing, but you can do it. Means everybody tag me. Means whoever is serious, they tag me. It is not like my student and all. Everybody tags me. So you tag me, and you will get a good view, because I have a very good view. So that is something you need to do. Okay, LinkedIn and all, you have to do a bit of networking, coding in public. And then the daily action is there. Daily action, I'm not here to tell much about every career question, but I will take that. What is your UX design? Okay, so okay, one more thing is that what is the daily action is there. You have to code at least 2 hours a day. Okay, 2 hours a day. A lot of people want to become a web app developer, website developer, any developer, but they're not able to do that because they are not serious about their life. They don't code daily. A developer, generally the developers are paid so much money because they do actually 14 to 15 hours a day work on behind the computer. But even if you want to become one, you have to at least code 2 hours a day. And then you have to take part in something known as a 100 days of code, or 100 days of 100 project challenge. 100 days of code is what? 100 days of code is like a challenge in which you have to code daily at least 2 hours and do something good. And then there is a hashtag is there, put in this hashtag. And this hashtag is followed by almost all big companies in the world, not in India. And this hashtag is very important in Twitter, because US people a lot on Twitter. So when you do this hashtag, you get a lot of traction. And if you complete this 100 days of code, which is the toughest challenge on the planet, because you cannot do it. It's not possible to code continuously for 100 days. It is almost impossible to code for 100 days continuously, because in India we get a lot of distractions. Suppose something is happening, so it is like continuous. Even if you miss one day, gone, you're out of the contest. One day you miss it, you're gone. This so that's why this is known as the toughest coding challenge on the planet. That is there. Okay, you have to learn React. You have to learn React, Nitin. Angular doesn't have that much job. Angular is not even liked by startups. The thing is that Angular is made by Google, and but used in Google only. So there is a FANG company. All of you must have learned. All the other FANG company uses React, except Google, because Google invented Angular. I've said that, and even I have connections in Microsoft. All of their products are nowadays made in React, not in some other thing. All of their products are made in React nowadays. So every startup is React, because React is very easy to learn. Angular, it takes around 2 months to learn. Angular is not that much easy. React takes around 2 weeks to learn. If you are from a computer science background, it will take you 2 weeks to learn, not more than that. Okay, that is there. And okay, someone was asking me something like, okay, we have to start also with HTML. So this all in questions. Maybe I will take later on. Okay, so someone, okay, I will answer this last question. What is good afternoon. Good afternoon, Shahbaz. So someone was asking me, what is this UI UX design? Okay, let me do one thing. Okay, as I've told, I am going to give two attendance form. One is this attendance, which I'm going to give now, and one is this other attendance, which will be given towards the end of this workshop. End of this workshop, I'm going to give, and so that is there. And so I'm going to give this one now. Send this, shorten the URL, copy it, and mark your attendance now. Okay, two more questions I am going to take. After that, we are going to start with HTML, because that is what people are here to learn, and we have to start with HTML because we have to cover a lot there. Okay, so my one thing, I'm all of you please mark your attendance also meanwhile. So let me answer. There are two questions, and these are the last questions. Maybe I generally sometime I take on Friday. Thing means for students. Then I will answer some of the other questions. Okay. People are asking a lot of questions. Okay, so but then we are not able to learn the HTML and CSS if I'm going to answer so many questions. But then also, okay, so people are asking, so let me answer. Okay, so this is definitely, this is a third question which I'm going to answer. What is UI UX design? UI UX design is a front end developer doesn't always do the design. Doesn't means he never does the design. Designing is done by artists. Listen to this. They're done by artists, not by us developer and all. We don't even know what is the color. They're done by artists who go to the art school. Even if you don't go to the art school, you have some sense of design or what. So this artist known as UX UI designer, they create in this pieces of art in something known as Figma. These pieces of art nothing but the layout. So layout of the website. So layout of the website is there. You go to apple.com, you find out how beautiful it is. Okay, so that is not mined by developer. So what they do, they give this static. In before 2015 and all, they used to give all of these things in Photoshop. Yeah, Photoshop, and it is very difficult for the developer. Now they use tool like Figma and all those things, and this Figma and all those things they will use, and this they will create the design. They don't know anything about coding and all those things. They will give it to the front end engineer, and then that front end engineer have to change it to HTML and CSS. That is one of the reasons why HTML and CSS is so much important. So these designers, they will work on Figma and all, and designers are generally paid more than developers. Again, the same reason, they are artists, we are developer. Artists will always get paid more, because they get something like, whatever say, they are artists, they think themselves as artists also. They go to means it is very difficult to become a designer, good designer, without going to a very costly art school. It is very difficult. Okay, so that is there. And attendance I have already given. You have to give it in the Google form only. So that is there. Attendance you have to give in this Google form. The link is already been shared. Nowhere else. See, people are already responding. You have to do the attendance here only. Nowhere else I'm going to take. So the attendance, it is, I think I have pinned the message. So you go and see the message is already pinned. Okay. So that is there. And yeah, you can do Figma for design, but Figma is just a tool. How can you become an artist? That is the main thing. How can you design something very good? Okay, so that is there. And Nitin is asking, okay, means Java or like that. Java you don't learn. Java has been taught in colleges but used nowhere. Used at a very high level, but you will not get any job in Java. Java is like you can like and you can think like a dead thing. Okay. So someone is asking continuous Santosh. I'm answering. Please tell the role of JS, React, Node.js in web development. See the JavaScript, React, Node.js, everything is JavaScript library. So everything is JavaScript. The world is JavaScript actually. Everything is JavaScript. So React.js is a front-end library. It is not easy to create everything with JavaScript. Pure JavaScript is not able to create these wonderful sites. So JavaScript, there are certain libraries in the front end, which is React, Angular, and Vue.js. Out of that, React is the most popular, and second position is Angular, and third position is Vue. It is something like this. If there are 10 projects are there, 7 will go to React, 2 will go to Angular, and 1 will go to Vue.js. So you decide what you have to learn. And React is used by startups. It is much more easier to get a job in React. Okay, and easier to learn also. So that is where React is used for. It's a JavaScript library. Nobody uses pure JavaScript nowadays. Everybody pure JavaScript to create the front end of the site. Front end of the site you have to create. And Node.js is used for creating the backend. Backends are something like known as APIs and all. The internet works in that way. You have to create the backend and all. The most popular language even today is Java in the backend. But the thing is that Java is used only by very big company, very big enterprises. In the smaller companies and all those things, startups and all those things, Node.js is a lot, because Node.js is the second most powerful backend language after Java. Java is the most powerful. So companies like Flipkart will not use Node.js. Companies like Flipkart will use Java, because the problem is that they get a the number of connections which they get per second is way too much. So but they have a good DevOps team also. Those who don't know, Flipkart used to hang 5 years back when that great Indian sale something used to happen in big billion days happens in Flipkart. Those who remember 5 years back when Flipkart was 5, 7, 8 years back when Flipkart was on, it used to hang, it used to crash during those big billion days. So then they changed all of their backend framework and all of these things, maybe to Java or something, or good DevOps practice they have done, and now it never hangs and all those things. During the big billion day also, it can take the pressure. So that is like this. So Node.js is something like which is used in the backend, and they are all used to create something like API endpoints through which all the internet works, and that is beyond which I am teaching today. But I do teach those things also in all my paid workshop also, and even in my on my YouTube also. I have Node.js. I've done Node.js workshop and all also. But what I feel people need to learn first the basics first: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. And from now onwards, I'm going to concentrate a lot on my channel on these four things also, because these four things will get you a job. It will get you in the industry. After that, you learn Node.js. After that, you learn React Native. That is up to you. You can get for a better role, or get for a within the company. You can become a mobile developer if you learn React Native. Mobile developer also within the company. You can become a full stack developer if you learn Node.js, which is very easy. Actually, it is very easy. I have a lot of Node.js projects on my channel also. It is actually very easy. Okay, so I think I have answered a lot of questions and all. So it's lot of other questions. If you have, you can ask in my WhatsApp group and all. So that will be there. Maybe I'll give. And now we have to, okay, let me keep this, because I keep this and close all of these things. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we are going to start with HTML, because that is what we came here for: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So we're going to start with HTML. HTML stands for hypertext markup language. Okay, so the thing is that you don't do HTML like you used to do in the older days. Means you don't write in Notepad and all. Nowadays no developer work on Notepad. They you work on something known as VS Code. VS Code is a very lightweight editor which is been used for development, and it is completely free to use, and it is given by Microsoft. So you have to download this thing. So VS Code, I will write VS Code, and you have to go and download this VS Code, and it'll give you it is running for Mac, because I have a Mac. But for Windows, it will give you some exe file. It will give you, and the exe file you have to install on your system, and it will be very easy. If you get some problem, you can ask me. So anyways, you will get it, the exe file, and you have to install it. When you click on it, it will download it. So that is there. And then when you download it, you have to open it. Okay, so open it how? I will open it. See, it will be there somewhere in Windows. It will be somewhere. Find is there in Windows 11. There is a find thing is there. You can find from there. On Mac also I can find, or you will get it somewhere like in the desktop. Some icon will be created. Okay, you click on that and you have to open it. So for me, I will open it. It will open like this. So it will open like this, VS Code. And now what I need to do, I have a folder here. Okay, I have a folder here known as second April. So create by like this only. So I will create a new folder here known as HTML Basics. I'll do. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag this folder in this thing. Okay, I have to run to drag this. There are many other ways to do this also. You can use Atom editor, but I don't prefer to use it because there is something is there. So this is a very good question. Actually, there are two other editors are also there. One is the Atom and one is Sublime. Sublime, you don't touch it. I have Sublime also, but Sublime you don't touch it because Sublime doesn't have something known as extensions and all. And I'm going to soon going to use, tell you to use some extension. And the thing is that Atom is there. Atom is, so all these editors are very complicated pieces of software and their desktop application. So Atom is created by your GitHub, and VS Code is also Atom is created by GitHub, and GitHub is owned by who? GitHub is owned by Microsoft, and VS Code is also created by Microsoft, and they were competitor at one time. But after that, Microsoft purchased GitHub. Nowadays, Atom, that's why the development is not that much good, and Microsoft is also doing much for VS Code, and VS Code is much more better. Atom is a bit more heavier, and it sometimes hangs also. This is much more, all the developers, you go to any company, they will use VS Code only. Everyone in the industry uses VS Code only. So if you're going to use Atom, you will be a bit different, and all those things in any company you will be. If you are used to it, you can use it, no problem, for your personal projects. And there is something, the extensions are very good in VS Code. Okay, Atom is also there, but they're still much more better. So this VS Code is there, and then what I have to do, I have to do this HTML basics is there. Okay, so then I have created this folder. In Windows also, you can right click new folder, you can create it. Then I will drag it here. I'll drag it here. How to drag it? So you have to click the mouse left button, and you have to click it, and you have to drag it here, and I will leave it. So it will be like the HTML basics will be like this. It will be done. It will click here. Now I have to create a new file here, okay, which is like index.html. I'll do, okay, index.html. So why this HTML I've used? So this HTML I've used because, okay, so every file have an extension like JPG file, exe file, and all those files. So HTML file have got extension of .html. So I'll do this .html. So this is done. Okay, this is done. Now we will create all of our project in this index.html file only. Let me make it a bit smaller. So like this. Okay. So we are going to do everything here only. Okay. Sec. Okay. So here there is some skeleton for every HTML code. So we have to create that skeleton for the HTML code. Create the skeleton. I can write the whole of the code by my own, but what I will do, I'm not going to write all of the code on my own. I'll give this knot. I'll give this knot, and then I'll do a tab. I'll do a tab, and these are all the things are happening because of your VS Code. It is not something inbuilt. Okay, so VS Code, it is happening. So I've given the knot and then press the tab. When I press the tab, so what is happening? It has given me something known as a skeleton of an HTML, and we'll go through all of this. What is a skeleton? So this is something which the developer will see, which not the end user will see. We are going to create a website now. Okay, create a small website now, which maybe you can deploy it anywhere. Okay, So that is like this, but we are not going to create that like a website and all. We're going to learn HTML. Okay, so all of these things, what is there? So first thing is that you are going to see is a doctype HTML. So what is this doctype HTML? Doctype HTML means it is HTML version 5. HTML version 5. So HTML, just like everything else, it is governed by a committee known as W3C. All of you, some of you might have heard about the W3C school. Yeah, that is from them only. So it is governed by a site known as W3C. The full form is World Wide Web Cosmoretum or something like that. I can never spell that word. So that is there, and they govern whatever the HTML is there, whatever the future updates are coming, something is coming. So they changes something in the language and all those things they implement, and all the it has been changed in the language. So in 2015 they came out with a new version of HTML known as HTML5, which has a lot of addition on HTML version 4.5. So before that 4.5 was used. So HTML version 5 was created in 2015. So in that, this doctype HTML like this, it means it is HTML version 5. Then HTML has got actually most of the HTML tags is like this pointed brackets are there. So it starts and end. So HTML is here, it is starting and ending. Head is here, starting and ending. So HTML have got actually two parts. One is the head part and one is the body part. So head part and the body part it has got. And head part in HTML I am writing that language is English because the language is English. I can have something like French and all these things are also the FR and all those things are there. Then the head tag is there. So what is there are two major part after that. One is the head, one is the body. Head is something which will show some thing related to this website and all. Only one thing is very much important here is this title. So whatever title you're seeing, we are soon going to start this thing. So title you're seeing, it is written in a document, and this is visual code. So I can change the title to anything. Right now I'll change it to HTML basics. I'm going to change it. Okay, so this is like this. I'm going to change it. Then there are this meta tag which are coming by default. What are these meta tag? So meta tag are actually created are for Google. Why for Google meta tag? Why these meta tags are for Google? Because you are going to, suppose I'm going to build a nice website with HTML and CSS, and then as Dhoni says, you have to have a domain. So I buy a domain from GoDaddy and deploy my site there, and so it is going to the internet. But how will people know about my site? Dhoni is not going to advertise it. So how will people know about my site? Okay, so Google will know about my site. So the moment I put my site on the internet, what happens? The Google bots. Google is a complicated system. Google bots are there. Some Google bots are there which scans the whole of the internet at least 2-3 times in a day. Whole of the internet is quite big. Whole of the internet 2-3 times it is going to scan, and when it scans it will come to your site also, and your site the meta tags are there. So meta tags are for that. Half of the things I also don't know what is this meta tag. It is given by this, but there is in meta tags you can give the keywords also. Earlier the people who used to do digital marketing, they used to put a lot of keywords and all those things are there, and you might have heard that word that Google changes its algorithm, now it doesn't work. So these are the words. So those digital marketing people used to put a lot of keywords in their meta tags, and now then Google changes the algorithm. Now the keywords doesn't matter. So keywords like what? Suppose your site contains detail about neem soap. So you put a lot of soap, neem soaps, comma neem soap, comma something. So a lot of those things. The digital marketer used to put a lot of those things in the early part of this century, means 2000. In that decade, they used to put a lot. Then Google soon changes the algorithm and all. Doesn't matter, but this meta tag is there from that time, and meta tag is sometimes it is required. So nothing much to learn in the meta tag. The title is something which I have given. It will appear here. We're soon going to see how it will appear. Then I do a H1. See, HTML is all about learning about different tags like it, and I'm going to teach all the tags, all the important tags which is required. It is not like you don't have to go outside here. What I'm going to teach. So H1 I'm going to do. H1 is like HTML crash course I'm going to do, and I'm going to do the P tag. Okay, P tag I'm going to do. P tag I will take okay, here from here. So any paragraph you have to take. So H1 and P I am going to take. So P is like this. Okay. So Then I'm going to save it. But h1 is a heading tag and p is a paragraph tag, which you're soon going to see from where you will see. But this is not our website. So where is this thing is there? Okay, so how to get this thing? So I have to go back to my handle and HTML basic. I'll go inside it, see a index.html will be created, and I can, if I double click it, it will open in your default browser. It will open in a default browser. Most people might having Chrome, they have set it as a default browser, but I think my default browser is Safari. So if I double click in on it, it will open in Safari. Okay, it will open in Safari, because in Apple the Safari comes and it will look like this. Okay, it's not looking good. Okay, so anyways, I'm not going to do it here. So let me open with Chrome only, because everybody uses Chrome only. So this HTML crash course is, all of these things are there. See this title, this HTML basics, this title is there. HTML basics is here. H1 is something very big. H1 is something which is very big. Okay, like this HTML crash course, this is very big. Then this paragraph is like this, something is coming like this. Paragraph is like a paragraph. So these are all the things which are coming like this. Okay, h1 and all, as I have told, it is we are going to learn about different tags in HTML. Okay, so but what, okay, so I have created this, and there is a problem in this. If I open something like this, there is a problem. Okay, so I'll go here, I'll do another p tag, I'll do, and I cannot get always the data, like always the data like somewhere. So I want some dummy data. So how to get dummy data? Dummy data also you can generate from VS Code. VS Code is very powerful. I will write lorem and I'll press the tab, and this dummy data is been created, and this data is notation name is there for this, and this is known as lorem ipsum. Why lorem ipsum? It is known as lorem ipsum. This data has a spatial name, lorem ipsum. Now it is known as lorem ipsum for a reason, and that reason is that this dummy text is actually 200 years old. When the printing press was just invented, they also needed those dummy text. Those dummy text they needed. So those dummy text for the newspaper, they needed that, because sometimes you want to see how it is looking. So then this lorem ipsum text was invented, and that is coming from that era, lorem ipsum. So everything has got a history to it. So that is there, and lorem ipsum is I have written. So now I will I will save it, but it is not shown here. Nowhere it is shown. Why? Because I have to refresh it. It will not show because I have to refresh it. So I have to refresh it and it will show. Okay, this is not a good user, this is not a good developer experience, not a user experience, this is not a good developer experience. Most developer who works in this HTML CSS, they want something, the moment they save their code, it should be shown directly here. So what we need to do for that? So there is a, if you go here in the extensions, and if you search for something known as a live will search the second one. Generally nowadays it is coming. So live server is something that will come from Ritvik Day. You have to go here, and if you are, it means for most of the people, it will, if you have not this installed, what you're going to see here, you're going to see here something known as enable or install. So you do that, click it. For me it is showing as disable because I have already installed it. So I will close it and I have installed it. So this is what VS Code is all about. You have those, these small programs which are addition to the VS Code, and they are not made by Microsoft. Most of them, they are made by whom? They are made by developers. They are made by small, these developers are known as freelance developer or open source developer. They do that and put it here, their name becomes this much, and all of these things are there because of that. So most of the internet nowadays is because of the open source developers only, who give the precious time to build all these things. Okay, so this is there, that's live server and all. And now how to use it? So you'll go here and you'll right click on it, and you'll right click and click on this open with live server. Or sometimes you get this go live button also here in the bottom, but I have seen this thing you will get only after some time, means after you have installed it and start with your second project, you will get after that. So I'll right click and open with live server, I'll do, and it will again, I think, open in Safari. I don't want it to be open in Safari. This thing I have to change my default browser soon. Okay, so I'll go here and I will open it here. So it gives something like this 127.0.0. Don't worry about that. This local address, it forms something like this. Okay, so then what will happen? What's the benefit of it over having it like this directly? So the benefit is this, Suppose I delete this thing. Suppose I delete this thing, and suppose I save it. So it has done something known as automatic refresh. I didn't touch here. It did automatic refresh, and that is gone. But see, still it is there. Still it is there. I have to touch it. Now I will go. So from now onwards, we are going to use VS Code. So I will close this, and not VS Code. We are going to use the live server. So that is there. This is how the live server works and all these things. Okay, so that is there. Okay, so now we are going to start with our HTML tags and all. So as I've told, HTML tags is the main thing. So again, we are what I'm going to do first. Okay, so I'm going to remove this h1 and all of these things. We are going to start with heading tag only. H1 only we are going to start, but let us start from the start. So I'll come here, and h1 is like, we should have some space here. H1 is like heading 1. H2 is like heading 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. H2 is there, then H3 is there, H4 is there, H5 is there. Heading tags are group of 6 tags. H2, H3, 4, 5, 6. Just 6 tags I'm going to have, and I'm going to refresh it. So this will be refreshed automatically, and this will be shown like this. So these are known as the heading tags. So we have just seen the h1. So you can see the lesser it is becoming. Okay, yeah, every student are eligible for web development. It is not like, okay, that is a very good question. Again, every student is eligible for web development. It doesn't matter whether you're art student or something. In a startup, it's only the skills which matter. If you attended from the starting, you might have seen that mechanical engineers are also getting. And those who don't know, mechanical engineers are not like the normal IT or electronics engineers. They have never touched computer in a way we touch the computer. So they have never touched. For them also, it is a completely alien thing to become. And I know I have a lot of mechanical engineers who have become web developers. Okay, so everybody is eligible. Art students are also eligible. Only the thing is that you should understand. And for you, the main problem will not be this HTML and CSS. HTML, CSS, you will understand like very easily. But the JavaScript thing, you have to put your more effort on that, and you have to learn daily. You have to code daily. Hard work, you can do anything in life. So h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, and h6 are given. So it is coming like this: h1, h2, h3, h4, and h5 and 6. Okay, so these are all coming like this. Different sizes they are giving. So why these are different? Why there is some space? We are going to come to that. So that is there. That's good. I know a lot of mechanical engineers who have become web developers, and had gone to the startups. That is great. Okay, so this heading 1 to heading 6 are there, and then there is, before moving forward, so as I've told, HTML is all about learning about different tags. So this one h1 to h6 tags, there are different sizes. Mostly you will not go beyond h4, because h5 and h6 are very small. They are equivalent to maybe like the paragraph tag and all only. So before moving forward, we are going to learn next about paragraph tag. Okay, but before moving forward to the paragraph tag, I want to tell about one of the developer things. Like, developers generally leave comments, something known as comments, in their code. So I will write heading tag like this, heading tag. Okay, so heading tag, not like this, tag, and I don't want it to be shown. So I'll select all of it, and I will do a command, control and backslash, I'll do. Select everything, and control and backslash is a shortcut key, or you can write it on your own. So what is happening like this? This is shown in a different color also in VS Code. If I save it, now what will happen? See, it got refreshed. Even if I try to multiple refresh it like this, heading tag is not been shown. This thing is not been shown here. So what is this? This is known as comment. This is for the developers. So for them means when developer code, this code, see, this code is not for the end user. End user is seeing this code. This is in for a developer only. So a developer, if after some time comes back to their code, they should know what it is for. So that's why comment are used. And generally in development, what happens, in one team at least 10-15 people works. So when 10-15 people works, they are going to come into that code base. They are going to work in the same code, so they should know what this code should do. This is known as reading of the code. They should know what this code should do. So this comments and all are used for that reason. They should know what it is there. So that is there. That's why the comments are being used to help the developer to understand what this code is all about. Sometimes they write it, okay, this function, this thing will do this thing, this thing will do this thing. All right. Always in some companies, the team lead or the architect will also tell you to write comments always. Okay, so it is a good practice. So this heading is there. After that, we are going to look into the paragraph tag. Okay, paragraph tag we're going to look. So I'll come to para graph paragraph tag. I'm going to do, and again I'm going to do it like this, and then I'm going to do a p of, let us do lorem only this time, lorem, and enter, and save it. And as you know, paragraph is paragraph. Okay, and I can have multiple like here. So again this p and lorem 10 I'll do, and this, save it, and it will come like this. Lorem 10 also you can take. Okay, any number you can take, it will give according to that. But there is one thing is there here, and that is like in both of this thing, paragraph tag and the heading tag, especially see in the heading tag what is there, a lot of space is there in the whole line. There is a lot of space. In fact, h2, h3, h4, h5, h6 could have been they could have come in the same line. Similar to this whole line could have come here, but it is taking its own line, own paragraph, and also there is some space between both of them. Space is there, space is there. So what is happening? So actually in HTML there are two kind of tags. One is the block level element, one is the inline element. So these are known as block level elements because they take their own line, and plus there's some add some space also after that. These are known as block level element. We have some very good inline elements also that we are going to learn about them also. Inline element also we are going to learn. So but most of the tags are like 80% of the tags are like block. So the next thing which you are going to learn about are the anchor tag, or no, they're also known as link tag. Okay, so link tag I'm going to give, and here I'm going to come here, and anchor tag are done by a and href is coming. What is this href? Okay, what is this href? Href is something like you have to give the link here, and this is the first thing which we are seeing, in which there is something like a attribute is coming. So this is known as attribute also. This thing is known as attribute. Href is known as attribute because this is the second part, and here we have to give some site link like yahoo.com, google.com, anything you can give, but I will give my site link here. Okay, there is my blog site. I will give the link for that. Okay, the webdev.tech I have given, and then what I'm going to do here, I'm going to write twd. I'm going to write, and I'm going to save it. Now see this twd text, it is coming here, and it is showing me as purple. But if you are going to do it for the first time, and those who are still here, please do like the video so that it can reach to more people, and more people can join this live stream and benefit from this. And please do subscribe to my channel if you have not done it yet. Please do that, and it will help me to grow and reach more people and help more people becoming a web developer. Please tell it in your colleges and all also, so that everyone can come and become aware. I do this every Saturday, and I'm planning something big for this month. On one Saturday, I think the third Saturday, I'm going to do a very big section. Stay connected and you're going to know. Okay, so this is there, and so this twd is coming here. And one more thing I want to tell, see, and this is like a link. You all might have seen these things, because see, nowadays I don't have to explain all of these things. All of you people who are not from an IT background also have never done anything. Everybody have a laptop at their home or a desktop. Everybody have visited that from their laptop or a desktop, Facebook and all those things. So I don't have to tell all of these things. Okay, it is not like that you don't understand all these things. These links things you have not seen in your life. Everybody have seen this link thing. Okay, these links things everybody seen, and you click on those links, it take you to somewhere else. So those things are there. And the other thing is that although in most of the big sites, this link will be, they will have something like nice, because right now we're learning HTML, but after this we are going to learn CSS. We're going to learn fair bit of CSS, but not complete. CSS take 5 hours to teach. So what will happen there, that they will add some CSS to do something, but if they have not done something to add in CSS, what will happen, this link will shown to you as a blue color. So that is by default it will come as a blue color, and if you visit it for the second time, it will going to show as a purple color, just like it is showing me, because I have taken this example a lot of time. So that is shown like this, right? So TWT is shown like this with this underline and all. So I will like just click on it and just click on it, and it opened my site. So this is how powerful this link tag is. You can go to anywhere. See this 100 days of code, I was telling 100 days of code, actually I have also completed it. And I got interview from some very big company, very big newspaper in US. As I told, this is the one of the toughest challenge on this planet, and I have done all these things, and I created videos also. So all these things for 100 days continuous I've done. So that is there, that is a different thing. So let me come back here. So this TW, when I'm clicking, it is opening it in the opening it in the same tab. So there is a problem here. If I open it, it is opening in the same tab. Actually, this is not a very good user experience. It is opening in the same tab. It should, suppose I have a site, and I give a link to some newspaper in that news link in that site. Okay. Suppose I am selling some shoes, and there was some good article on of that news of that shoes only, my shoes only, on Times of India. So I'll give the Times of India link also. So the person will come and, okay, buy my shoe and all those things, and click on that link. Okay, we have been shown in some Times of India and all those things. They will click on there, and what will happen, they will go to that Times of India site, and in Times of India they will find, okay, some very interesting news is there. They will actually forgot about my site. This is something which is important in market. This is something which is coming from marketing. So marketing, it is not a good thing to take a user away from your site. If they go to some very attractive site, they will forget about your site, and people have very little attention span, especially nowadays. They have very little attention span. They will not even go back to your site. So what happened, it is not a good user experience. Always you should, whenever I click on some link within a site, it should open in a different tab. It should not open in the same tab. It should open in a different tab, so that that tab will still be there on the person's system, and he or she might go back. So we can achieve this with link tag. How we can achieve this thing? I will go here and do a href. Another thing I'm going to do, maybe I'm going to give all this code. Okay, I'm going to give all this code. Okay, so I'm going to go here in my YouTube and go here and okay, give my YouTube link only. Okay, give my YouTube link only, and I'll go here and give this thing, and twdyt. I will write yt means, maybe let me write completely YouTube twdyt. But if I do this, it will like the same thing. It will not be something different. It will open here only. But there is something known as target equal to underscore blank. I'll do and save it and save it. I've saved it. Now see what will happen. If I click here, it is opening in a different tab. Okay, and if I click here, it is opening in the same tab. Here it is opening in a different tab, and that is the benefit of it. If you do this thing, it will be very good for the marketing also, that it is opening in a different tab. It will be good. So that is there. Okay, and one more thing is that which I want to tell is see one thing. Two anchor tags are there. They have been shown in the same line. In fact, if I would have 10 anchor tags, they would have been shown in the same line. Not like this, not like a heading tag, not like a p tag. Okay, why they are shown in the same line? Because they are known as inline element. P tag, h1 tag, they are block level element, and this is inline element. This will show in the same line. So this is another difference. Only a little bit of gap is here. Okay, so they are known as inline element. So now we'll move forward. and we are going to look into the next tag. So HTML is all about learning about different tags, and I teach almost every tag. You don't have to spend months in HTML. So the people who learn by their own, the biggest problem with them is the mentorship. They don't get the mentor. I know people who are learning HTML for the past 6 months from W3C school or some other place. They're taking a last 6 months, they are learning HTML. It happens. It happens because you don't know where to stop. You don't know. Their internet is full of over explosion. You don't know where to stop. But you have to stop HTML. You should not take more than 1 or 2 days. You can go to my class, this thing, go to the HTML. Maybe we will complete in the next half an hour. You go through this and don't learn beyond this whatever I teach, because it will waste time. If you want to invest time, invest in css invest. Okay, so that is there. And now what else? Okay, so we are going to do the we are going to do, what is that? Yeah, we can use br tag. Is something which we are going to learn later on. We are going to learn. So the next thing which we are going to learn is the list tag. This tag we are going to learn. And this list tag, there are two kind of list tags. So one is known as ul is means unordered list, which is like list item is like item 1, and fine. So ul means in HTML all of the things have some meaning. Ul means unordered list, and then I have this li means list item. I have this list item, and then I will have this ol means ordered list, and again here I will have a something known as li, and this is again, okay, I will copy paste from here only. So I am creating two kinds of list. One is this ul and another is this ol. Save it, then see this two kind of list are coming. Ul list and li is for list item is like this dot 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 are coming, so they are known as unordered list because there is no order in it. OL means ordered list. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is coming. OL, ordered list. So this numbers are coming. If I increase this thing, Control C, Control V, and Control C, Control V, 6, undo, and save it. So see, one new item is added. 6 is item, then this is added like this. What is happening? Force quit. Why force quit? Okay, so this is happening like this, and it will increase the number, and here it will increase the dot, so nothing different is there. So that is about the list tag. So now we are going to learn about the table tag. Okay, table tag is also very much important. All those nice table you see on the website, sometimes those pricing table also you see, those come from the table tag. So table tag I'll do, and then come here and table I want to do, and then in this, so table tag is also group of tags. Just like in ul we have seen some of the tags were there. Okay, ul we have seen the li and all those things were there, so li was there. Table tag is actually have a lot of other tags also. Like table we have this like t head is there. T head, there are actually two parts, t head and t body is there. T head and t body are, and so it will have this head. System has run out of memory. Okay, I'm going to force quit and on. So I have to change my system, I think. So see, even with this M1 it is showing all these things. Okay, zoom also I'm not using force quit. Streaming takes a lot of things. Okay, so this is that, and t body I have done. So t head is table head and t body is table body. So this will not show anything like we have to have this rows and all those things here. So here after this t head I will go here and I'll do tr. Tr is known as table row, and when I'm giving this header I'm going to have this th. This means table head and table header. Okay, I'll have this name, email, and age I'm going to have, and in this t body I'm going to have this tr. I'm going to have in this tr I'm going to have this t. Okay, both of the places we have something known as tr is known as table row. Okay, then I'll have this, but here I have th and here I have td. So name, email, age is there, and td is will be the main thing, like Bindu, my name, and du. Okay, and td, email is Bindu at gmail. This is not my email actually, gmail.com, and t table data. This, okay, second is email, third is the age. This one. So like this we'll have a lot of trs here now. So like this tr and tr. So these three things I'm going to have. I'm going to save it. See, it's showing like a table, but HTML without CSS, it is actually very big, very much ugly. It is not like that much good. Okay, so name, email, and age, it has been shown, and name, email, and age, all these things are shown. This is how the table works. A lot of things are there. You don't have to mug this up. If you want to learn, you can always go to Google and check the format and all. But some of the earlier things which I've told you should means that should be on the back of your mind. But table is a bit more. If you don't have that on the back of your mind, it is okay. You can always get the format. But the next thing which we are going to do is item use now. Okay, why this system memory it is gone out? Oh, so file is way too much, 12 GB and all. Okay, no problem. Oh, is it? Oh. I don't know how it was automatically switched. Oh, that is very good. Thank you. Thank you for telling. Okay, so I think it was automatically switched somewhere. I did something. I think you might be able to hear me now. Okay, you might be able to hear me now. This is good that everyone is watching. So they told me. I please confirm if you are able to hear me now. If you are able to hear me. Okay. I hope you're all able to see me and share my screen. Are you all able to see me now? Okay. I was having some problem. I was having some problem. So I was having some problem. Hope I am visible now. So this thing happens. Okay. So thanks all for staying. Okay, wait a sec. Let me again do something. So I think my either have to switch to a faster system or the space is actually almost full. I think it is coming because of that, those issues. Sorry, one sec. Okay, so okay, 25 GB is available. Okay, only. Okay, so what we are going to learn now? We are going to learn now the form tag. So I was telling about the form tag. What are this form and all? So yeah, so you go to your facebook.com and all those things. You go there, and what happens there? You have a registration form there, so that is actually a form that is created using a form. Then the next time you go there, then you have something known as login is there, so that is also form. And when you go inside facebook, you have to post something. So like this, if I go to linkedin, I'll not open facebook. Facebook is weird. So okay, 127. Okay, so this is the thing. If I go to LinkedIn, see this starter post is there. Starter post is there. You're seeing this thing, and this logging and all are also there. So starter post, you're seeing something. So when I put something here, and when I send this post, this is again stored in the LinkedIn servers. So whenever you take input from the users, you take it through a form. So that's why form are the most important thing. Forms are the most important thing. I think black screen might not be coming right now, and right now everything is okay. If someone can confirm. Okay, so that is there. So that's the form are most important, and we are going to learn about forms only now. Okay, so I'm going to go here and here. After this, I'm going to go and form tag is like this. The form tag is there. Form tags we are going to learn. So in a form tag, what happens? You have to wrap everything with this something known as a form, and then you will go. We are going to have something known as an label, and in this label, I'm going to have a name, and then I'm going to have a type, input type text, and name equal to name. Then I'm going to explain what is this. Like, let me copy this again, label, and then it is like email or maybe the age, input type number, and it is the age is there, age is there. I'm going to save it and see it will show like this. Okay, we have come a bit down and I want some space here. Okay, so what to do here? So I'm going to quickly tell about two more tags which are like very much used. So after this table, I'll have something known as a br tag. Br is known as break row. It you adds a bit of space, a bit of empty space whenever we add it. So there was a space added. And then we are going to use another thing known as HR. HR is known as horizontal rule. It will add a horizontal rule, or it is a line. It will add this line kind of a thing. So these are the two tags which I have telling, and they don't have an ending and all. So some of the tags don't have ending. So it is like this. Okay, so this is now seen much more better. So this form is the label name and input type text and age, label age, and all these things have done. So what are they? So these are those things. All of you might have seen these things. You have to enter your name, you have to enter your age, you have to enter your password. I'm not going to tell what is this. This input type. Whenever you do some input type, you have these boxes in which you can type. Okay, input type. But see, this text box is there. In this text box, I can write something, write some name. Okay, and in this, see, I'm getting this special thing also. I have i have to write numbers. I can write numbers. So there are emails also, password also. Those asterisks comes, that is because the input type password is there. Those asterisks comes because of that. So that is there. And then this label is there. Then this input is there, input type text is there. And what is this label? And label is, you might have seen the, okay, label is shown here, age is been shown here. Okay, and the thing is that label and input always comes in pairs. So label is there, corresponding input is there. A label is there, corresponding input is there. I could have used something else also, but generally this is the industry standard. Always you use the label with the input. So label is there, the input is there. So it is like that, label and input will be there. And another thing which you might have noticed here is that everything, literally everything on this line is an inline tag. Label is also an inline tag, input is also an inline tag, label is also inline, input is also inline. That's why they are coming in one line. That's why they're coming in one line. But you might have seen on Facebook or some other site that generally they don't come in one line. They come in one after the line. This is also a good way to give it, but they comes in one after the other line. Okay. So if we are doing this with CSS, actually we're going to do this with CSS also soon. So this would have been much more easier to do some styling and all, but we are not going to touch CSS right now. We are going to solve this issue. Means I want to put this name and age in some different lines. So I'm going to solve this issue with something known as a div. So div is what? Div is a block level element, and this div thing you might have seen in a lot of code. If you have seen, if you've done a bit of HTML or coding also, you might have seen this thing. Okay, so I will do a div. Div is doesn't mean anything, but it is used to group some sections like div, and I will move this inside the div and cross it, and then this div I'm going to do and move this label and age inside it and move. Okay, and then I will save it. So it is a block level element, so it will come in its own line, or it will group this all in its own line. So this div is like this. Okay, so but there's still too much close. I don't want them to this much close. So what I will do here, I'll come here, I'll do a br here. Br means break row. Br means break row, which we have already seen. What is it? Adds an empty space. So I'll do this and save it. See, a empty space has been added. So now it is looking much more better, although it is not that much good. If you will see to beautify this with CSS soon. Okay, that we are going to see. So now we are going to look into some different HTML form tags. So that is the most important thing. Different HTML form tags. So next one which you're going to see is the text area. It is like input type text, but it is a different. So again, I'm going to do a br and one more thing I'm going to do here. After this form, let me have some space. Again, this br and hr I'm going to have, so that I have this nice containing thing. So this br I'm going to have, and then I'm going to have this div here like this, and then after this I'm going to have a label and message I'm going to have, and then I'm going to have something known as a text area. Text area I'm going to have. Text area always have an ending. So text area and name equal to message. Okay, I forgot to tell about the name. What is this name? So name is something which uniquely identifies this input. This name is, I have given, name of age is given. So anything unique you give. Why anything unique I have to give? So I have to give anything unique, because all of this data I'm not going to use. All of this data will go to the backend. I'm not going to teach here backend. Backend is a bit complicated thing which I teach, but not. Anyways, today we are not even learning React. So it goes to the backend. It goes to the backend. So backend need, when it goes, the data goes to the backend. It need to, everything need to be unique. So it uniquely identifies this thing. So name, this will be age, this will be message. Okay. So actually, I'm going to show how it goes to the backend. That is also one thing which I want to show, but I'm showing that later on. Because for that we have to have a submit button, which you all submit, login, register. Those buttons we are going to have. Okay, those buttons are required to submit it. So this is the text area. Let me save this text area. So text area is nothing but a multi-line. So this is like this, one line. And this is like this is multi-line. This is multi-line. This is like this. It will come like this. Okay, so this will come like this. And now this is the text area, very easy. Now we're going to learn about the drop down buttons. Drop down things are very important. All of you might have used it. Whoever go to amazon.com, those drop downs are there. Beautiful drop downs are there. Drop downs we have all seen. So let us create some drop downs. So I'll come here and I'll do a br again, and I'll do a div again, and then inside this I'll have a label of favorite color I'm going to have, and then I'm going to have a select and this and option like this. I'll have option. So and here I'm going to have a name equal to color. Again, I have to have something unique, and option I have to give some value again. So value will be red here, value will be blue, and value will be yellow. So these three things I'm going to have. I'm going to save it. So now this drop down is coming. So this drop down is coming, and this red is there, blue is there, green is there. I can choose any one of them. Okay. And what is this value now? Value is again something which goes to the backend. Value is again something which will go to the backend. So like this, it will go whenever we click on something. So like blue, I will click. So this big blue, it will go to the backend. Okay, so this value is for that. So this is there. Now what we are going to do, we are going to continue with the form tag, because form tag is the most important tag. Group of form tag is the most important tag in HTML. So we have to continue with this. So the next two things which we are going to continue is the checkbox and the radio boxes. So checkbox are what? Those square boxes in which you can click it, then the that tick sign comes, and they are very much popular. Those text sign, it is very much popular because they are used to take multiple input from the user and use at a lot of places. And in fact, they are used for those online exams. A lot of you people have given online exams during corona, so those online exams, those multiple answer questions are there. They are used, they are created using the checkboxes. Okay, so let us do that now. Checkboxes, we are, and div I'm going to do again, and then I will do a h4 here for a reason. This is not a label I'm doing. So what do you own, and right, and then I'm going to go here and I'll do a input type check box, and name is vehicle 1, and value equal to bike, and label is bike. And similar to this, I will have this input type checkbox, and input type vehicle is 2, and this is car, value is car, and this is car. Now I'll save it. Now it will show like this: what do you own, bike and car. And one more thing, label you can give after also, it doesn't matter. Wherever you give the label, it will come like that. What do you own, bike and car is coming. Okay, and again this value is something which will go to the backend. So I'll click here, cross, this thing will come. Click here, this thing will come. I can do at both of the places. Okay, I can do at both of the things. I can select. This is again a very common thing. Most of you might have seen this thing. So this is there. So now the next thing which we are going to see is like and here one thing is that name is vehicle 1, name is vehicle 2. That is very important because I'm going to show the next thing is the radio box. Radio box is something in which you can enter only one input, and radio boxes are commonly used to take something like a gender, in which you cannot enter multiple things. Okay, so I'll go here and I'll do a BR, and in any site you go, you have to enter only one gender. So again I will have a h photo gender I'm going to do, and then I'll have a input type is radio, and name equal to gender, and value equal to main, and label is like mail. Gender, female, other, save it. So it will be shown like this: male, female, and other. So it will be shown like this. And again the value is something which will go to the backend. I'll do the male. It's the male is selected. Select the female, the male is deselected. Select the other, the female is deselected. You can select only one of them. And there is one more important thing here which differentiates from the checkboxes. Like name, all of the name is gender, and this name is different: vehicle 1, vehicle 2. Radio boxes are also known as group of radio boxes because to the backend it will always go like one value. Here two values can also go. We'll soon see how it will go to the backend and all. Okay, so that is there. Now the last thing which we're going to learn here is we don't have a button to submit all of these things, all of this data we're taking from the user, but we don't have a button. So let us create a button. But in form we have a special kind of button. We are going to see the normal button also soon, but we have a special kind of a button. Again I'll do the BR, again I'll do a div, and again I'm going to do a input type is submit, and value is equal to send. I'm going to have input type submit is a special type of a button, a special type of button. It will create a button like this. It will create a button. Now button value is sent, so it will create like this. It will create like this. Now what we can do. Okay, now the thing is that, okay, so this is done. I want to tell one more thing here, that I had shown a lot of things in the form. Okay, a lot of things I've seen in the form, but still it is not sufficient. It is not sufficient. You have to learn something more from some external link. I will give that external link actually. So that external link is again this famous W3C site link only. So here you should learn about some of these things. See, HTML input types has also gone through some updation in 2015. Earlier, there used to be only this many things only there. But in 2015, a lot of cool things are added here. So what kind of things are added here? So let us see some of those things, but you go through this link, and this is something external to my whatever I'm teaching. You have to learn from here. So from here you learn. And what are the different kind of input types here you can see. So input type radio checkbox, you know. So like this input type color is there. If you go to the color, see, like input type color is there. I can select the whole of the color here. A color box, something like this, a color box starts, and I can select the color here. So this is very difficult to do actually. Before 2015, we used to do it through JavaScript or some external library. It used to be very difficult. Then input type color is there, but very important thing is that input type date is there. You might have gone to some website and in which you have to enter your date of birth, and you all might have seen something like this happen coming. So earlier we used to do it through complicated logic and all, but now you just have to give input type date and it will come. Input type date and it will come. Okay. It will come and it will show, and you can select anything. And select anything. You can select anything. Okay. So like this input type date is there. Then there is what there is so many things are the input type file. Again, a very important thing, input type file, because you all might have gone to naukri.com or some other .com job site, and there you have to choose a file. It opens this thing and you can do this thing. Okay, you can choose a file like this. Okay, so that comes from input type file. Again, very easy to do. If you would have going to do it in JavaScript, it would have been very difficult. So that is done, and we have done this. Now what else? So let us do one more thing. Okay, and suppose I give like this red, blue, bike, car, mail. Okay, so see this thing. After this something is coming. After this something is coming. Let me do one thing. Let me just temporarily copy it. I will remove it. So see, after this name, after this index.html, when I submitted it, and one more thing is that it refreshes it also. When I submitted it, see, name is Navendra Vishwas, I have written age, I am written 35, message is going, color is going, vehicle 1 and vehicle 2 are also going. I think I didn't submitted the gender. So these are going like this. So this is how the data is actually sent from there. And but this is a lot of PHP way. Okay, those who don't know, when HTML started, PHP was means HTML started in 1995 and all, but then in the 2000 PHP was a major language for the backend. In fact, the only big language for the backend of websites. So this is something, some behavior related to PHP. See what is what happens in PHP, the data gets sent from here and it isn't picked by some PHP URL, and still that old kind of things are been done when you do a submit from a button inside a form. Actually in JavaScript you don't do it like this. When we if you're going to do my JavaScript course in my from my YouTube channel, you're going to see that I teaches all these things, how to do this submit a form and all these things. Okay, you will see these things. It is not like this we submit it. Okay, in JavaScript this is a bit of PHP, but the one of the main thing is that this is how the data has been sent, which you have learned how the data has been sent, but it is not getting sent anywhere. So some input as submit is there. This is how it is done. Now the next thing which we are going to do is the button tag. So if there is input type submit is creates a form type of button, we have normal button also. So normal button like button tag I'm going to do, and I'm going to select it all, and button tag, just like a simple button, and click me. I'll do save it, and see this button is clicked here, created here. Input type submit is, I click it here, nothing will happen. So all the interactivity I have to add it through JavaScript. But when I click here, the refresh is happening. So whenever I have this thing, this refresh happens. This refresh happens when I click a button inside a form. This refresh happens. So this is how it is done. So now what we are going to do, we're going to do the last topic in HTML today. It took a lot of time because people have asked a lot of good questions. That is good. So now, and the second attendance form will be given at 5:30. Okay, the second attendance form. So we are going to learn about images because no website is complete without images. So we will get image from some place. We will get image from the unsplash.com. We are going to get the image from here and here. Okay, so desktop setup I'll do, and this is a free site to get the images, royalty free images, so that's why I use it. And take any image, maybe this one I'll take, and I will download a fairly large image. Okay, this image, I think this desktop belongs to a designer. See this tablet which you are seeing here, this is known as someone is asking for designer. This is a special kind of a tablet which is used to make those nice animation, nice drawings and all those things, because the designer, even the UX designer, sometimes have to create something unique. So this is a Wacom tablet, and it is known at like this. And of course a designer don't work below Mac, because earlier what used to happen, there is a software known as Sketch. It is like Figma, it works only on Mac, and designer love to work on Mac, even developer loves. So this is there, and I've downloaded one image here, and this image I will show in Finder. Actually this image I have to put it here. Okay, so I'll create a new folder known as images, and I can right click and reveal in Finder. For Windows it will come reveal in Explorer. Okay, so reveal in Finder I'll do, so this will come, and I can add in this. I can directly go here and I will drag it here, and it will be done. And it is a very big name, so I don't want such big name to be there. And then I'll go here, and oh, sorry, actually I think it is not even come, something wrong happened. So the image was still there. And splash. Okay, so the image is there now. So but it's a very big image is there. So let us show this image. After this I'll have some BR, and I will have this image tag. I have this image tag. Image tag is given by the img is there. There are two things here. One is the src and one is the alt. Src is the path in which the image is there. I have to give that path. So my image is in the images folder, and in images there is unsplash.jpg is there. So I will do the images slash and slash dot. I will also show another way to show the image, because you can take the image directly from the internet also. Okay, and then this alt is there. Alt is there. I will write computer image, because it is a computer image. Save it. Then a big image will be shown. So this is a big image. The scroll level is also there. So this is there. Okay, so this is quite big. I don't want so big image to be shown. I want this image to be small. So this thing is that SRC is the path for the image I have to give. That's a good question again, Prem. SRC is the path for the image I have to give. So this src, this image, I've created an images folder. Inside that the unsplash.jpg is there, so I have given that image path. So this is like the path from index.html to the image path, the unsplash.jpg image path over here, and this alt I have given. Okay, so like this. And src can be one more thing. Okay, let me tell about that first. You can go to the google and all, and you can take any image from there, but I will not go to google and all, because those are not copyrighted images, and sometimes we youtubers can go into some deep problem. So there's image placed, this site is there, in which you can get the image for anything. Just you go here and pick up something like this, and like this I will pick it up and I can show it. So src can be a local image also, which is stored like this here. And src can be also from an image from the internet, like img src, and I'll directly paste that thing. Okay, and this is like tag I will write. Then I have to use, I think, a br. The image tag is okay. Image tag, I'll use a br here. So see, big image is there, and then this other image is there, other image is also there. Okay, so this is the two way to use the image. And this uh okay, one more thing here. So we don't have many things in the image tag to fix it. Means it was very big image, I want to fix it, because most of the thing we have only in the css. Okay, so I will do width equal to maybe 400, and height equal to 300. Save it, and I'll come here. So it is shown like this. Maybe I will use the same thing, like 640 into 480. I'll do. It will show nice. It will show the same size. It will show. So it is showing like this. Okay. So this is the two things which I can do. And now there is one more thing which I want to show, and see this. It gives me random images, keeps on changing. So there is another thing which I have used here, which is known as the alt tag. Alt tag I have used, but I am not seeing this alt tag anywhere. Alt tag is not anywhere to be found. What is this alt tag? Alt tag is the alternate. If for some reason this image is, we are not able to show this image, then what will happen? This alt tag will be shown in a broken image sometime. In everything has a different thing. So suppose I will come here, and maybe the developer did something wrong. There was an unsplash.jpg. I'll do it as I'll do. So maybe something wrong. So now you'll see a broken image kind of thing is been shown, and this computer word is been shown. So this is known as your alt tag. This is the reason for using the alt tag. Okay, I'll make it right clicks. And the next thing is that okay, not every time the developer does some mistake, maybe suddenly the internet connection goes away. Okay, and if you have, anyone might have seen these things, suddenly our internet connection becomes slow, and we are going through a site. Why our internet connection gets slow, or why our internet drops? Because in India, even though we have geo, but it is not always sure that the internet will be very fast. Maybe we are going through a train and we enter a tunnel, and the internet becomes, and that your internet goes down. So all of us might have one time there, we have might have faced this issue, because most of the people access this websites from their mobile. So we visit a image heavy website, maybe like unsplash.com. Unsplash.com is a very image heavy website. Okay, so in those sites what happens, image loading always takes a lot of time, lot of bandwidth it takes. So what happens, sometime the internet connection is slow, then it will not be able to load it. Internet connection is slow, or is gone, it will show those things it will show, the broken images it will show. And I have seen that a lot in this past 20 years. Earlier I used to see this more, before geo and all came, that broken images used to come a lot if suddenly something happens with the internet. Those broken images used to come a lot. So in those times, those things, this alt thing will be shown. So this is like this. So we are done with this. So Okay, so done with HTML. Today HTML took a lot of time because people asked very good questions today. So now we'll start with CSS. Okay, we will start with CSS. CSS stands for cascading style sheets. Okay, cascading style sheet stands for, and we are going to use a different VS Code for learning CSS. So I'll come here and dispose it off, and maybe I want to reveal in Finder. It is not showing. Okay, so I will create a new folder like CSS Basics. I'll do, and then I will again open the VS Code like this, and then I will take this CSS basic again here. I will drop it, and then I will going to have this index.html. CSS stands for cascading style sheet, but it is nothing without HTML. In HTML only we are going to put all the structure, and CSS we are going to style that structure. So index.html is there, and then style.css. Although index and style.css you can take any name, but if you have very less files you should name it like this. .css is CSS extension. It is like this. Okay, so that is there. Now I'm going to go here, and again I'm going to create my index.html like this, not, and this will be CSS basics. It will be, and then let us have a h1 and CSS crash course. I write, save it. CSS crash course. I write. Okay. Now I will go live again, and you can see I have a black and white, like again like the HTML thing, but CSS is all about beautifying thing. So we are going to, again, CSS is all about learning about the different CSS properties, and but we don't have much time here. In half an hour to 40 minutes, whatever we are going to learn, we are going to learn. And CSS, I have a total 5-hour course every month. I do this month also. It will start live from Monday 8:30 p.m. IST, and that is also certification course. You should attend it. All of you who are here, you should all attend it. Okay, so that is there. And here what we need to do, we need to give the thing here like this. H1 is here, and H1 and give, and this H1 is there, and then I have different properties. So this is how I targeting the H1. I will make the color as dark blue, the color, and you have to do it like this. So this curly bracket is there, certain properties are there, and then there are a lot of properties in CSS. There are even more properties than HTML, and again you don't have to learn all of them. Go through my CSS playlist and you can learn about a lot of them. Okay, so color of dark blue I have given. This is how I have given. Okay, so save it. Yeah, that is enough. That is enough for HTML. Please don't go beyond that. CSS, if you want to do connect with me. You're asking quite good question. Do connect with me, and maybe I will give my WhatsApp group link. If you are not from my WhatsApp group, I will give the WhatsApp group links. Someone can join it, and you can ping me and ask this question. I am going to answer this on. Actually, what I have taught is enough. CSS also, which I teach is enough, but not here. I have a 5 hours long class also on CSS that I generally have on the first week of every month. Okay, so that is there, and you can attend that. So H1 color, I've written dark blue. Okay, that will save it. Now it is not been shown here. Color dark blue actually changes the text color. It is not been shown. Why? Because HTML and CSS, you have to link both of them. and linking is done in the head tag. Here I'll come and do the link and CSS. So this is the thing which you have to write. Link rel styles it. href is the file name, is the style.css. I will save it. See, now the color is like this blue color, whatever color I have given. So it's the blue color is there. So now we are going to write something more. Okay, let us write a h3, and the best place to learn CSS. Let's have a P also, Lorem 60, big P, Lorem 60. So all these things are there, and I am going to style them all. But before even styling them, CSS is all about colors. HTML is all black and white. CSS is very colorful. And so let us first learn about the colors and all in CSS. What are the colors? So there are actually three ways to give not three ways, four ways to give color in CSS, and we are going to learn about the four ways to give color in CSS. First way is this color name. I've just given this dark blue, so this is the first way to give the color. This dark blue thing is there. Okay, so here, but how many colors are there? Like this dark blue I have written, there might be some number of colors will be there. It's not like infinite, it will be there. So these are the color names. Okay, these are the color names which are there. Okay, let me give this link. Okay, so these are the color names which are there. So there are some very good color names, and I know more sort of, and this is saying here. It has been written in modern browser suppose 140 color name. Why modern browser suppose 140 color name? Because again, earlier before 2015 there were only 30-40 colors in CSS, but now there are 140 color names in CSS. 140 color names in CSS. Who decided this? Again, the same committee which do HTML, because HTML and CSS are governed by the same committee known as W3C. So they have decided that. Okay, so that is there, and these are some very good color names as Indian red. You don't have to mug them up, but I know a lot of them because I like hot pink is there. Tomato is a color name. So they have written something and anything like khaki, lavender, and all these things are there. Chart reuse is something which I remember. So all these things are there. 140 color names are there. But you might have seen that 140 color names. Okay, 140 color names are there. Okay, but 140 color names are not more than enough. Okay, there should be a lot more than this, because if there were only 140 color name in CSS, the web would have been very boring. But web is not boring. Web is full of vibrant colors. So from where all those vibrant colors comes? So those vibrant color comes from something known as color bead. See, if I hover my mouse over here, and I think it will come, I get this nice color bead in which I can choose not one or not 140 color. I can choose billion of colors, not also million, billion. I'm telling, billion of color. Even if I move it a bit, 1 pixel also, if I move it, the color changes. The color changes, and but the color, I cannot give the color some name. So there are some different sites are there through which you can get. There are actually three format for giving the color. Okay, three formats are there, and those format, if you go to Google and search for color picker, you'll get a lot of format, a lot of color pickers. Okay, so let me go. I think it doesn't go. Okay, I'll take it from a site only. So I have gone to this site, and there is a color picker I am choosing from here. Let me make it a bit bigger. It's not showing correctly. Okay, so this color picker I have chosen. Okay, this color picker I have chosen. So different colors are there, and so what I'm telling now. So there are three more format to give the color. So it is not about choosing the color. What are format? So you're seeing this format like this hash ff0. Actually, they have also written this thing. This format they have written. So this is known as a hex code. Now, what is this hex code and all? What is this hexadecimal color system? What is this hex code? Hex code is a system which is like an alternate decimal system. We all know, follow the decimal system 0 to 9, and that is decimal system is of base 10. Okay, And all of us in India might have heard about the thing like in 7th or 8th class there are three kind of system. One is the binary system, which are base 2 because there is a 0 and 1 is there. One is the decimal system, which we generally follow, which is 0 to 9, base 10. One is the hexadecimal system, which is a base 16. All of us might have forgotten base 16 because it is having 0 to 9 also, numbers 0 to 9 also, and alphabets A to F, only A to F also. So what is superior about the decimal system which we follow? It can contain more, it can contain more numbers. If the decimal system can have billion, and it can have more than that, trillion it can have, because at the end of the day you have to have some system to store those data, so it can have more, it can contain more thing. That's why the CSS team choose that thing. Okay, but one more thing is there. So see this, it is been shown like this, some ff and 00 and all this. So there are 6 digit. So why there are 6 digit? Because first 2 digit belongs to red, then green, then this is to blue. Red, green and blue, RGB, red, green and blue. Why this three color? And this is the combination of all these things. See the color code of red is ff is the highest thing which you can take, and rest of them green and blue are like this. Why this thing, this combination of red, green and blue? Because the human eye can see a combination of red, green and blue also. All the color spectrum which we see, it's the combination of red, green and blue also, blue only. That is how it is created. So I'm giving the red color like this. If I increase the green a bit or blue a bit, it will change. So this red color is like this. Okay, pure red color is like this. If I increase something else like this, maybe this light color I will take, this one I will take. So this here the CCC something is there. You don't have to learn anything because you cannot learn all those things because there are billions of colors. So I will take this thing and come here. I will, there is a body is there. Body is for all of the things. So I will go to this body. I choose the body and do a background color is like this thing. Okay, light pink kind of color, and background color is to give the background. So body I'll go, and if I go here, this pink color is been shown here. Okay, so that is the one of the thing. So the next thing is RGB. RGB stands for red, green and blue. Same concept which I have told earlier, but it doesn't have some hexadecimal. It has got from 0 to 255. So this is how this is done, and everything you'll get from some color picker. You don't have to mug them up, and anyways you cannot mug them up. So this thing I'm going to take this orange kind of a color, like this color, and I'm going to choose this one. Okay, and then I have to choose from here RGB, and I will target the P. I will target, and color this I'll do. Yes, save it, and it has been shown like this. So it has been shown like this. Okay, so maybe I have to take a bit darker color because it is not showing correctly. Yeah, so it's okay. So the last kind of thing is the HSL. HSL stands for hue, saturation and lightness. What is the hue, saturation and lightness? Hue in Latin or in Roman means color, and saturation and lightness are like this. Saturation and lightness, you can have a bit of more black to it. So it is, if it is 100% means a lot of black is there, and this is the lightness, is the whatever lightness is there. Okay, so that is there. And again we are going to choose for the H3 from there. H3 color I'm going to choose from there. From where I'm going to choose from, again I have to give some dark color. So I will take maybe this one I'll take, and maybe this one I'll take. Save it, and then I'll go here. See this kind of a, this different color has been shown here. So this is the, and one more thing is that I can adjust it from here also. Okay, it's like this. I can adjust this from here also. So Maybe this one I'll adjust. I will make it okay. It is sometimes a bit difficult to adjust from here, but then also I'll try. I don't have to make my mouse outside it, so I'll choose it from here. Save it, it will come like this. Okay, so this is all about the color systems, all the color systems we have seen. So the next thing which we are going to learn about the fonts in CSS. Okay, so CSS have also a lot of fonts are there, the fonts. If you have used MS Word, there are fonts like Times New Roman, and CSS have also got a lot of fonts. So let us see the fonts now. Okay, so fonts you give by something known as a font family. Font family is there through which you will give the CSS. Then it is like Arial, comma, Helvetica, and Sans-serif. I have taken three things. Let me save it. And when I give something in the body, it get applies to everything. So this font family I've given Arial, Helvetica, Fairy. If you have noticed it, font got changed. So this thing I've given, and font got changed to Arial. But if font got changed to Arial, why did I give Helvetica and Sans-serif? Why did I give another two of them? Okay, why? Because the Arial is the main font. Whatever font I give it in the start, it is the main font, and whatever the font it will come after that, they are known as fallback fonts. They are known as fallback fonts. Why these fallback fonts I have to give? If Arial have given the main font, so there is a thing behind that. See, these fonts and all, these are the official fonts. They are approved by who? Again, W3C approved. So these are also known as browser safe fonts. They are approved by W3C and all. But the browser is a complicated piece of software. It is not like so easy to make. Browser are very complicated. Browser have got a lot of functionality. So this browser, what is this browser? This browser is Chrome. This is not made by me. This is made by the biggest company in the world, which is Google. Google made this browser. Then there is a Safari. In my Apple, there is a Safari. Safari is made by Apple. Then there is a Firefox. Firefox is made by Mozilla. Edge is made by Microsoft. So all of these things are there. So when this W3C committee release something, this is up to the browser to approve it or not, to approve it in their browser or not. They have to add that code in them. Sometimes what happens, some of the browser will not allow those things. So that's why we always give a 2-3 fonts. Suppose Safari is there, and in Safari there is no Arial font, although it is there. Suppose there is no Arial font in Safari. So what will happen when I open this thing in Safari? It will There is no Arial font, so it will go to the Helvetica font. Suppose the Helvetica font is also not there in Safari, then it will go to the sans-serif font. And suppose the sans-serif font is also not there in Safari, then it will go to fall back to whatever font it has got. It will fall back to that font. Okay, whatever font Safari have, the internal font, it is like that. So that's why we give a lot of fonts. Sometimes you will see even the developers give 10 fonts. 10 fonts they will give. So that is the story about the fallback fonts. So fallback fonts is there. Then the next thing is that we are going to use something very nice, which is given to us free by who gives the most thing for free. That is Google. So this is a very little known Google service known as Google Fonts. Google Fonts is there. Most people use Chrome and all only. Don't know. Not many people know about it. If you are not a developer, you won't know about it. Google Font is there. So it is this one. Font.google.com. So what is good about this thing? See here, the fonts which comes to the browser are very limited and they're very boring. Okay, nobody nowadays uses those boring Arial, Helvetica, Sans-serif because internet is for the past how many times? It is like 25 years, like more than 25 years. 1995 it was there. So yeah, so 27, 26, 27, 28 years it is the internet. So no, so nowadays what people used to do, they use their own fonts, they buy their own fonts, have their own designer, create their own font, or take it from Google and all. So fonts are made by a special kind of designer. They decide that whatever is there for A will look like this, L will look like this, M will look like this. They will decide that thing, and then they will submit it to Google Font. I don't know the procedure which they will apply, and then they will approve it, and then we can use it. So there are very good fonts, means like yeah, this font is there very good. this font. I am liking this font, so I'm going to use this font. I like actually cursive right fonts. Cursive fonts I like. So I'll select this. Then there is only one thing here. In some of the fonts, there are a lot of things are there. Okay, like regular 700, 400, 500, 700. Whatever is there, I've selected. Now where it has gone? It has come here. Okay, and then this sunflower font is name, and I have to go here in the imports. I have to go, and in the imports I'll get something like this imports. So between the style tags, so I have to copy it and go here, and I have to paste it. Now how to use it? And I don't want to use it in the body, I want to use it in the paragraph tag I have to use. So I'll come here and I'll do the font family is like send flowers. Don't have to use the cursive is actually not required. Why is everything? Sunflower I'll give. And one thing is that Google fonts are always given in single quotes, even if it is one letter. Some of them are not one letter, so even if you have to do it like this. Sunflower I'll do. Only the paragraph tag I have added. So all rest of the thing will have this Arial Helvetica Sans Serif, and this one will have this. Save this. Go here and see this. Nice cursive writing font has been shown. So this is what it is all about. So Google font. And Google font, it is very much important to give this Arial Helvetica Sans Serif. One more reason for Google font to give it is that although Google fonts are also tested and it should work in all the browser, then again it can sometimes it happen. It is not a standard font, so there is 0.01% that it will not work, because Google is also the biggest company in the world. So it's not quite possible that it will not work. It will approve anything, so it is not like that, but there are chances there. And there is another chances also there. This font we always do from a internet. We are bringing it from the internet. Again, the same internet connection goes away in the tunnel, so you will not be able to see that thing. So now the next thing which we are going to do is like this. We have something known as font size. Font size like this. I'm going to do it as 20 pixel. Font size is 20 pixel. So when I do this, and sizes are given in pixel, so we don't have much time to tell about these things. Sizes are given in pixel. Okay, there are two other units also. I have told about them in my larger class, so you can go through that. Two other units are there. So pixel is very easy to use. So the more pixels something have, it will be much more there. It is not like a TB pixel and all. More pixels. So I will increase this pixel, this size will increase. Then there is another thing like font weight. As normal is by default it is there, I will make it as bold, and so it will become a bit bold. Some of the fonts don't have that much more bold thing is there. Okay, so this we have made it as bold. Then there is so this is how it works. This bold and all these things are being done. Okay, so the next thing which we are going to do is like there is something known as classes and IDs in CSS. Okay, so if you do something like this, body h1 h3 p, all these things, this is not a good way to do everything. Okay, so because CSS is global, in bigger project, as I told earlier, 10 people work. I used to lead a team of 10 people when I was in my last job. So 10 software engineers, 10 front-end developers I used to lead. So they used to work in the same project, and if everyone is giving the style of h1, and one thing is that CSS is global. Like this, I have a style.css. I have some other file also is there. Main.css is there. Here h1 color dark blue I have given. Main.css, I will give the h1 color as dark red. So that will mix and match. That will override it. This is not a good way to give the color name h1 h3p. We should always use classes. So CSS had made something known as classes which can uniquely identify something. So I can add to h1 h3p, or maybe what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to, so classes and IDs are there. There are a bit of differences there. So I'll come here and do a div. I will make a section kind of thing. I'll wrap all of this thing. I'll give all of this thing here. Okay, and here I'll make it a task equal to box one I'll do, then save it. So this class equal to box one I've given. This I can take anywhere. This I'm given h1, h3, p. I can take it anywhere. So but this class equal to box one I've given. Okay. So now I'll come here and then this box one I'll give, and here I'll do, and then I'll come here and dot box one I'll give, and okay, this dot box one I'll give, and then this I give the background color of light blue. I will give, save it, and it will be shown like this light blue color, because I'm wrapping this whole h1 h3 with it light blue. And there is something else known as padding. Again, I don't have much time to tell about it. So padding I can give in maybe as 10 pixel I'll give. So what it will, see, everything is very close, so it will add some space around it. So I'll give a 10 pixel and it will add some space around it, 10 pixel. So like the classes, we have IDs also, but what is the difference between classes and ID? To see this, I will repeat it. So classes is something which you can use multiple times. Okay, so like this class of box one I'm using, so I can use this class of box one. I'll make this a bit smaller, remove this h1. This box one name with class I can use multiple times. It's not like one time, I can use 100,000 of times also. So common thing we give with classes, which are the common things, common styles we give with the classes. Maybe I'll use a br here, so it will show nice. So it will show nice, two boxes, it will show nice. And if I want to give something which is unique, I use the id. Suppose the second p I want to style it differently, so I'll go here, I'll do a id equal to second p. I'll do, and I will go here, second p, save it. I'll go here, but the IDs, see, these classes we give by dot is the classes we give, and labels and all, and whatever the elements we give directly, and the IDs we give it by hash IDs. I'm going to give background color. And what I want to do, this is the second paragraph, I want to show this paragraph in a different way. Okay, so this paragraph in a different way. So I'll come here, and this paragraph I'm going to do. First thing is that I want to color. I will change it to maybe a bit of dark yellow. I'll change, and I want to have it as a normal font, not some cursive font like this. Font weight is like normal. I'll do, and this I will make it as 16 pixel. I will save it and see, it is looking like this. Normal it has been looking. So this ID I can, but the thing is with the ID you can use only once. It is like one use only. You can use it at one place. Boxes you can use, I mean classes you can use 100 times. So that is there. And now I don't have much time. So what we are going to do now, we are going to have a form. Okay, have a form, and we are going to see how we can style a form. Okay, as you can see, we should always use these things. So after this we'll come, and I will have a hr, and I will have a br, and hr, and br I'm going to have, and then I'm going to have a form like this. Okay, and let us have everything else like classes, like class equal to my dash form, and I should have a div wrapping everything like this, input and all. So I should have a div wrapping everything like div class equal to form group. I'm going to have, and I'm going to come here, and label will be same thing like name, and input type is text, and name equal to name again. maybe age, number, age, then message, text, area, message, area, and input type is submit. And so let us have a class here also, class equal to button and value equal to submit. So if I save it, this is like a normal ugly form which we have here. So now we are going to beautify it with CSS. Okay, only the thing is I've added div here, so it is coming on different lines. So to beautify it, first thing we have to select this form. My form I'm going to select. I'm going to go here and here. I'm going to come and that my form I'm going to do, and here the padding I'm going to give is at 20 pixel. I'm going to give the padding as 20 pixel. So if you add padding to anything, it will become very good. So padding I'm adding 20 pixel. Then this form group I'm going to add. So form, so why I'm selecting the form group, because again they are very close and I want to have some space. I can do it with BR, but BR we cannot able to finally control it. So I'm going to go here and then this dot my form and dot form group is equal to padding bottom is like 15 pixel like this. Save it. So a padding bottom is coming like here. The padding bottom is coming. So now what I want? Now I want this name, age, and message to come in a different line. They're coming in the same line because label is also an inline element and input is also an inline element. One way is to add a BR, but I don't want to do it in the HTML way. I want to do it in the CSS way. So they are, as I told, they are all inline element. But in CSS, I can change a block level element to inline element. So I'll come here and do a dot my form and label I am going to do, and then display is block I'm going to do, and save it and see everything is coming in the different line. Everything's coming in different line. So that is there. And now what else I need to do to beautify it? First thing is that there should be some space when I write something here. There should be some space, means the padding should be there. And the next thing is that it should expand till the end. So that is the two things which I want to do. And so this is common, this is something which I have to do in the input and text area. So I will have a common class name here. So class will be equal to, see I'm using the one class at the multiple time, so multiple places. So input type, like something like this. Class name is type, is input type, dot my form dot input type. This I will first do the padding as 8 pixel. I'll do save it. See now if I write something, it will have the bit of padding. The next thing which I'm going to do is the width of 100% is going here. So my form is already very much good looking. Only the one thing which it is not good looking is the button. So button I have to make it good. So button, how I am going to make it good? So button, I have a button class, and first thing is that I have to use a padding here. So padding I will use maybe 10 pixel here, which is all the way around. So padding is there. Then there's something known as a border is coming. So I will make the border as none. So there is a thin border is there. Remove that border. The border is removed, but the color is not looking good. So I will make the background color as dark blue. Make it so I'm not able to see the text. So I will make the color as white. See the text is coming. Now this sharp edges are there in the boxes in this button. I want to remove those sharp edges. So there is a property known as border radius is like 5 pixel. I'll do save it. Bit of sharp edges are gone. So let us do one more thing here, which is a text transform is uppercase by default. Whatever case is there, it will change it to uppercase. So everything will be changed to uppercase. So it is looking quite nice. But there is one more property in box button. Whenever you have seen some button, you might have seen that whenever I hover my mouse over it, it changes it to a hand, and it also changes the color some of the time. All the websites have that feature. So that has been done by button and hover properties. It's a pseudo property known as pseudo property. So we give it like this. Okay, so here I will do the background color as dark magenta I'll do, and cursor will be pointer. What is this cursor? Pointer and dark magenta. If I hold my mouse over it, it is dark magenta, and the pointer is been changed to a hand. Pointer is been changed to a hand. So like this, pointer is been changed to a hand. So this is like this. It has been done. So okay, so we have done a lot of CSS and all. One minute. Google form. Can we give the second attendance also now? All of you have attended till now. It's good. So please do mark your second attendance here. Please do mark it here. And yeah, this is the second attendance. So now what? Now, anyways, as I told, CSS takes around 5 hours to teach. I will you can attend it from starting Monday. You can attend the CSS class and it will be good. Now let us quickly do a bit of JavaScript basic. Actually, we don't even have time for JavaScript basic. JavaScript again takes around 5 hours to teach. So what we are going to learn now? We are going to learn something known as a JavaScript DOM, which I generally teach on my third day of teaching JavaScript. See, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, I daily teach 1 hour at 8:30 to 9:30. 8:30 to 9:30, 1 hour I teach. So that is there. Second link is there now. So those things are there. One hour I teach. So that you come and then you learn it from there, and that is all the certification links. Okay, so that is there. So let us see a bit of JavaScript, how to include JavaScript in this project, how to make this form actually interactive. That is the thing which we are going to see here. Okay, so first thing is there. When we use JavaScript, what we have we have a file known as a main.js. JS means JavaScript file, but we have to include it somewhere. And where do we include it? We don't include it in the title. In the title, in the head, we don't include it. We always include it at the end here as script script and main.js. We use it with main like script tag. We add it at the end. Why? We added an end because JavaScript by default is a very blocking kind of a language. Blocking in the HTML is JavaScript. When we add JavaScript in a project, in a HTML project, HTML is JavaScript project, what it does, until that JavaScript isn't loaded, the whole website will not load. So suppose there are 1,000 lines of code are there, and then what will happen? Then that website will not load. Suppose the website has got a lot of text and lot of images and all this, those will hamper the speed of the website. So that's why we add it at the end, So let the website being loaded first. The most important thing of JavaScript is to add interactivity, add how this button click will work, do some API call, which is the advanced thing. All these things are, so if the website is loaded, then only these things will be there. That's why you use JavaScript at the end. Okay, so that is there. Now what we are going to do, JavaScript coding is like this is a DOM coding which you are going to do. So here let us have some IDs here. We generally have some IDs. IDs we prefer to use in JavaScript programming. Why? I will tell you. ID equal to maybe this is my dash form only. So I can have class and IDs both. It doesn't matter. So then I want the ID for all these input boxes, separate IDs, because I want to select them. I want to separate IDs for them. So I will have this ID equal to name here, ID equal to age here, ID equal to message, and after this form I will have a unordered list and empty unordered list, ID equal to users. You see that JavaScript is actually very powerful. Ideally users I'm going to do. So now what I wanted to do, I wanted to do what one of the main thing of front end is to whatever the user types and then he or she clicks the submit button, that data should be passed to the backend. So how to get that data? I'm going to show how to get that data. So getting that data is actually very important. So let us see how to get that data. So one sec. Okay. So we have to select a lot of things here to get that data. First thing is that I'm going to select the form. So const my form equal to document dot query selector, not my form. Document dot query selector is something through which you can select everything. So this ID is there, my form. So I will select this thing, my form, and this hash I have given. Why I have given the hash? Because ID is a hash. So my form. Then const name input is there equal to document dot query selector hash name. Then const email input is there, document dot query selector hash email, because I have an ID of okay, email is the ID of name, ID of age. Okay, it is age input. Let me write it, age input, age I will write. Then I have this message. So const msg input equal to document dot query selector. What is the thing? It is known as not msg, it is known as message. So I'll do this, and I have a user list also, which is also an ID. So user list also I'm going to select const. I'm just giving a taste of JavaScript. This is how JavaScript works, but this is not how React works. Okay, so don't afraid of it, JavaScript and all. So ID is users, ID is users is there. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to listen for the person. What happens in JavaScript keeps on running on the background, and it will listen for when the user will click this submit button. For that we have something known as an event listener. So I will have it like my form dot add event listener I'm going to have, and then I'm going to have this submit and on submit and on submit I'm going to have. And what is this? So it will wait for that submit event listener. Whenever we click a input as submit, there is submit event listener which is fired. Whenever I click on this button, submit event listener will fire, and this on submit will call a function. JavaScript, what happens, just like every other programming language, there are two concepts are there. Some programming languages are object oriented, some programming language are functional. JavaScript is a functional programming language mainly. So this on submit, I will have this e. So in this on submit e I will have, and again e is something which comes again a bit difficult to explain in a short time. Yes, we're going to end soon. So on submit is there, e will be there. Okay, e will come, and e dot prevent default. Just I want to say that as I've told that by default what happens whenever we click on the submit button, it refreshes the thing. That is a PHP thing that is not liked by JavaScript. So that's why we have to stop that functionally. So that's why we do the e dot prevent default we do. So now what we are going to do, whatever the user enters, I want to show that within this UL is there, I want to show it within that. So how to do that? So JavaScript is very powerful. You can create some HTML element also here. So I'll do a const ally equal to document dot create element ally. So I'm creating an element ally. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a text node. Okay, so the text node, yeah, I'm going to show the thing how it is happening. So text, I'm going to create document dot create text node, input value, age input value, and message input value I'm doing. And then I have to do is in this ally dot append child text, I have to do in this ally, I'm putting this thing, this text I'm putting inside this ally. Then in this user input, it should not be user input, it should be user list. Actually, we are not taking something from the user list. I'm going to do user list dot append child ally, and I have to clear this fields also after this h and input. I'll save it. So now if I come here, and this should work, and I will submit it. See, it has been shown, and the data is also cleared because of these three things. So this is how we are going to show. And this milk is 2, this is milk. I'll submit, and this has been shown. So developers get access to something known as console also. If I right click and do inspect, I can see all of the HTML code of this browser. So all the HTML code I can see. See, when I was creating this thing like this index.html, what is happening? This UL was having this empty UL was there. But then I added a li here. Inside the li, I added some text here. This text I added with this command, and that li I have put it in the UL. This text I put it in the li I put in the UL. So this is how this works. This is how all of this works. Okay, so when you have to fill all the attendance, please do see. So first attendance is also here. You are here right now, so take the first attendance. It's not like I've deleted it. Go and fill the first attendance also. I will consider. Go and fill the first attendance. It will be there in this chat only. The first attendance also will be there in the chat. Go and fill the first attendance. Okay. And hope you all liked it. Hope you all like the HTML CSS, and hope you all inspired to become a web developer. Now it is not that much difficult to be a web developer. You only have to do a lot of practice. Okay, you have to do a lot of practice to become a web developer. Hope you all liked what I have shown in the nearly 3 hours. It is there already 5:45. It is there, and you all inspired to a web developer, and I am there to help you all. I'm going to help you all, and do join maybe some WhatsApp. If you're coming from some of my WhatsApp group, be there. If you're coming from my LinkedIn, be there. Ping me. How, what is this? Because I have some very good playlist also. If you ping me, I will give you the YouTube playlist in which you can become a web app developer in 6 months. I will give you a very nice playlist. I'll not give it here. I'll give you, ping me, and you ask me how to become, sir, how to become a web app developer in 6 months. I'll give you a very nice playlist. Nothing I will charge. Everything is free. So someone is asking whether it's charged. I do have my courses. If you want that also, you can ping me, because my courses is actually not, it is on the mid. I do take batches. I do take personal batches. I do take corporate batches. Everything I take. Personal batches, they are 2 months long personal batches. Those generally right now it's the mid of the personal batch, and I'm not going to start a personal batch anytime before May. So it is a long time, so that you will decide. You stay with me, you decide that thing. That is a later on thing. Most of you don't even know me, so know me and all those things. You know what to do. If you want to take those classes, I'm more than happy, because there the mentorship level is way too much, that the accountability system is way too much. So those things are there. And hope you all liked it. Please do subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed yet. Please do like this video if you're not liked it. And those who have filled the form and all, they will get the certificate by tonight. Means by 10 p.m. they will get, because me and my team, we have to make those certificates. It takes time. We don't have some automated software to make it. We have to make it by ourselves, and you'll get it on your mail with the same name which you have filled the means Google form. You should have filled it your correct name and the correct email. Okay, so you'll get in that. And thank you all. So I will end here.